Hello, my name is Oliwia, European Solidarity Corps volunteer in Sicily. Today I would like to talk about a very important topic, that is education. My guest is Eva from Greece, where she worked as a teacher. Nice to meet you, Eva. Thank you for your coming.
Thank you for having me here today. It is really a pleasure for me.
Okay, so let's start. The first question is, how long have you been working as a teacher, and what subject do you teach?
Well, I've been working as a teacher for a year now. I finished my studies in September of 2021, and I did my practice in my father's school, an elementary school, of course. What subject do I teach? Well, that's an interesting question. I teach both English and Greek, but usually English. I'm focused on English right now.
Okay, did you dream as a little girl when you grow up, you become a teacher, or would you like to be a dancer or maybe singer like most girls? Did you dream about it?
Actually, I wouldn't say I was dreaming to become a teacher, but usually after high school we have to decide. In Greece it goes like that, we have to decide what to do in our future. And for me it was like the easiest path to take, because I grew up and both of my parents were teachers, so it was really a really interesting profession for me as well. But yes, right now I really love it. I really miss it, of course.
Okay, but why do you teach children, or, for example, not teenager? Because you teach generally children, yes?
Usually, no, both children and teenagers as well.
Okay. And do you love this work?
Yes, of course I do. I'm really passionate about my job, and actually my plan is to work with adults as well. To focus more on adult education, like for example in people that came here in Greece and in Italy as migrants, and they want to learn how to speak in English or maybe in Greek as well. Sometimes it depends though here in Italy.
How many hours do you work at a school?
Depends. It depends. In Greek schools, usually you work around 6 to 7 hours per day in different classes. Of course, that's a real...
the same school?
Yes, in the same school, of course, in the same school. And also there are the private lessons that you can take in private schools as well, where you work around 4 to 5 hours in the afternoon, usually, because during the day the children have to go to school. So it's an afternoon lesson. And
do you give a lot of homework, or are you demanding as a teacher, or no?
I wouldn't say demanding, actually, because I have my own experience as a student, and for me it was the worst to do homework at any cost. So usually what I do is I put more work during the school hours in order for them to have the afternoons more free, not free at all, but giving them some easier tasks to do at home.
Okay, do you have any funny or maybe sad story with your students that you remember?
I have a lot of interesting stories. Usually kids around 8 or 10 are a little bit mischievous. So most of the times I was in classroom writing in the board, and someone was like, Miss Eva, your father is the principal. Where is he? And I had to calm them down, because of course my father is the principal, but that doesn't mean that I have of course, sometimes there are a lot of funny stories. Oh my God, if I start right now, I will never finish.
Okay.
Kids are awesome and are the source of power for me as a teacher, to work better, to become better at my job, to learn a few things more, of course, because I'm a new teacher.
Okay, and do you have sad story or no?
It's
only positive,
I
funny.
think I focus more on the positive aspects of my work, and that's one of my biggest aspirations. But the thing is that sometimes maybe you are not well prepared for the lesson, or maybe the students are not capable of reading the material that you prepare. So you have to always change your techniques, always become better, always become like in what the students really need and what they really want from you.
Okay, and how often do you give bad marks?
No, I don't give bad marks. Of course, usually look.
You have only good students.
I don't, of course. But for me, giving bad marks is like something more, really old technique. But of course, during the month, we have some meetings with the parents, and then I will reveal the whole truth to them because it's their responsibility to know about their kid. But to kids, I try to be as positive as I can be with their progress. Of course, it's not always realistic, but I try my best to become better.
Okay, was there any student you didn't like, or you like every group of students?
It's part of my job to have a good relationship with them, but of course, sometimes things can get difficult inside the classroom, especially if you have to handle like 20 students at a time, where everyone needs something different from you, and maybe the day is like not the best for you as well. So yes, I think experience in that area is the key, and for me, I don't have it yet, but I try really hard to be the best version of me as possible.
Okay, now is very important question. What methods are the most effective in your opinion?
Really interesting. Well, as a new teacher, I'm trying to get as much as creative as the curriculum allows me to be. Like, for example, I really use IT tools, like a projector maybe, or like the computer as well. It's really important to incorporate them into the hour. It's not always possible to do it so, or always so realistic, but I try my best, and the students loved it. Like, they love to have more things to explore, more interactive things. Like, for example, another technique that I use is like when students can participate like with each other to become their own teacher of themselves, to give them more responsibilities during the hour. That's all. Yes.
Okay, and I have the last question for you. In your opinion, education in Greece is important. What does the level of advancement look like in English? Can I communicate easily in this language or no? What do you think about it?
In Greece, education plays a really important role in our lives, of course. In the lives of everyone, I think, in Europe especially. But actually the funds that they give for education could be a little bit more higher. Like, sometimes I have a lot of examples where I couldn't find a printer to work on or paper to give them. Like, for example, I had to pay with my own money.
Really?
The funds, yes, of course.
Why?
I told you, like, usually the Greek government doesn't give so much funds in the education. That's a really sad thing for us. But we have to work on with what we have, on the tools that we have, and to work in the best way possible. But for me, education is like a really one of the most important professions, I would say, because you're giving yourself to your job, and you have to realize that sometimes things can get really demanding from you. But that's the interesting part for the job.
Okay, it was the last question. So, okay, Eva. So thank you for a very interesting conversation. See you next time.
See you next time. Thank you so much. It was really interesting for me as well. Goodbye.